Hey friends, Fentress Flamingo here. I'm going to attempt to do a quick resin mixing video for you. You see that I have some A resin and some B resin over here. While I get my gloves on, I've got a mixing stick. I've got my mixing cup. Use a cup, any cup, based on the size of your piece. So this big piece over on the left, I think he's going to take 7 or 8 ounces. He's good size, so I'm going for it. So mixing cup, stick, resin A, resin B. You might have one container only if you're working on a small one. You may have a little tiny container, depending on what you're working on. So I've got these labeled to go into a kit, and I've got my A's and B's, and I have another one hiding over there that I did not put a cover on. So here we go. We take our B resin first. I do the B resin first. I scrape the top on the edge of my resin container. You can notice, I don't know if you can tell, there's a slight brownish color to this. The B resin sometimes oxidizes. That just means oxygen has gotten on it. It turns a little bit brown, but when you mix it together, it goes right back to clear. So I scrape all of that in there like it's the most precious ingredient. Resin is measured for you very carefully, and it is critical that you get all of the resin in there. The reason is because if it is not in the right proportion, it will not cure properly. So I get all of it in there from both containers. If I give you 2 A's, mix 2 A's, 2 B's. If I give you only one, then just one of each. But you have to have one of each in order for this to work. I put my B in first because it's more liquidy, it's watery. Then I open my A and I do the exact same thing. I scrape off the top because I want that little bit of resin that's stuck on the top. Notice, I don't know if you can see this in the video, how thick the A is compared to the B. And that's why I put the B in first, because then when I put the A in, the heavier one is on top. So it's already starting to mix. Okay, so A is thick, B is the hardener, and it's thinner. Okay, so I'm getting that in. And here's the one I had hiding with no label. That is A. So I've got 2 A's in. I'm getting my second A in. Again, every bit. Use that stick like a spatula. I also have over here on the right-hand side, I don't think you can see it, but I've got some paper towels ready in case I make a mess, because it's resin. It's messy. Can be messy. So I have my area covered with an old tablecloth, or my workspace is ready for it. I have a little bottle of spray alcohol. I don't know if you can see the label on there, but I just buy the big thing of 91% alcohol at Walmart or somewhere, and I put it in a little spray bottle. Any kind of alcohol, anything that's strong alcohol will work. I noticed when I poured in here, a little piece of fuzz from my messy house got in there. So I'm actually taking that off onto my finger, which is why I wear the gloves in case anything happens. All right, when you first put the resin in, it will, let me see, there, I think you can see that. It looks a little streaky, a little cloudy. It might have looked a little brown in the beginning if you had that oxidized resin. I don't know if you can see here, A and B. Let me put it on a white paper towel. You might be able to see. The B has a little darkish cast to it. Okay, so I started mixing. I forgot to set my timer, so I'm going to do, hey Siri, set timer. Whoops. Hey Siri. Oh, my phone's not active. Hang on. You know, whenever I make a video. Hey Siri. Let's try again. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Set timer for 3.5 minutes. All right, so Siri's timing me. So 3 to 4 minutes. I usually set it for about 3.5, and then I start mixing. Okay, as I mix, there is no need to whip. You're stirring and mixing. You scrape the edges. I turn the cup, I'm gonna flip hands here. I turn the cup in my hand, so I'm scraping the edges. I draw up from the bottom to the top, and then I just stir again for a few minutes. Okay, stirring, 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 stirring. And I notice it was streaky. Now I just see some bubbles. The streakiness has gone away. That slight little cast of brownish from the bee resin has gone away. And if your resin is brand new, you won't see the color change at all. But I talk about it because sometimes it's there. And it's nothing to worry about. So I scrape, I roll that cup in my hand so that I'm scraping the edges very well. It's getting more and more clear in there. Can you see that? Don't panic if, whoops, sorry. Hang on. I'm trying to do this one-handed here. Don't panic if you stop for a minute. Just mix for another second or two after. But you're mixing, you're making sure you're getting the edges of the bottom of that cup. Just mixing, mixing, mixing for 3 minutes. 8 ounces of resin is a lot. I may not use nearly enough, but I start with 7 or 8 ounces on a large project like this. And I went with 8 ounces on this one because everybody uses a little bit different amount of glass. Sometimes you need a little more resin. Sometimes you need a little less resin. But you want to make sure you're not pouring into your piece when it's time to put it in there. You want to drizzle into that piece. And I'll do a quick demo of that because I have another video of that, but I'll put it in there. So I'm mixing, 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 scraping my edges, turning my cup, scraping, turning, scraping, turning. I lift up and I check to make sure it's clear. I don't see any more streaks in there. I see bubbles. Bubbles are okay. This resin mixed with the glass, most of those bubbles will just pop right out, and you don't even have to worry about them. And mixed in this kind of glass, you don't really see them. If I had a piece that was going to be more clear, at the very end, I might take a heat gun or something and just very lightly put the heat gun over it. Not blowing it, just warming it, just for a minute or two. That'll pop some bubbles. But with all of this glass in here, you're not going to see the bubbles if there are any bubbles. But in about 10 minutes, most of the bubbles, once you put them into your piece, go away. All right, let's see where we are. We have only 14 or 15 seconds to go. But this is how you mix the resin. Very simple. No panic necessary. Don't be scared. It's all okay. All right, there you go. So your A and your B resin are mixed. Okay, my timer's stopping, so I'm going to shut us off here. Again, it's critical to get all of the resin in. It is critical to mix the resin well. So there's how it looks at the end. Now, you might see some bubbles. I can't really tell what you can see. Try to get the light in there so you can see it a little better. It's bubbly, but it's clear. All right, that's your resin demo.